5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. Phenomena. Tiptoe through the tulips with me.
You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
Talk Supernatural. This one's explosive.
Oh, we're the end of your week, freak. We're the bizarre that you seek. We're on the air, so don't despair. Giving reality if you can bear.
You're listening to Talk Supernatural Radio, where we truthcast live from the U.S. to the U.K., up north to down under, Rhode Island to Easter Island, Crater Butte, California to Crusted Butte, Colorado. And if you're listening, you're right where you're supposed to be.
So what's up? Scott and Heidi Linden.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Are here once again to open your eyes of the blind. We're airing the unnerving reality, the news, the facts, the experiences, the stories and words for you to live right by.
It's another TSR Friday, and we have, first things first, a shout-out to give. No, not that kind of shout-out.
Oh, okay.
You want to read
it? I can read it, Heidi, because I can read.
Good for you.
Yes. So here it is. Hey, Scott and Heidi, this is Michael from North Carolina. I was wondering if me and my roommates could get a shout-out. Your show is fierce. You're freaking hilarious. From the impressions of people to just the crap you say in the use. It's like we're not even listening to the show, but like my bro and my sis chilling at the shop. Your topics are Stan, and we love all the spirit Shiite and the conspiracy info you get. We listen live, which is much better than listening dead, every week. So can you give us a shout out to Mike, Chris, and Josh in Sanford, North Carolina? Thanks. No, we won't be able to give a shout out.
Sorry, Mike, Chris, and Josh.
No shout outs this week.
I guess I didn't expect that S-bomb to come in. Whoops. I just copied and pasted the email, and I tried to get that out.
Well,
Sorry. You worked it out.
I categorized it. I changed it. I manipulated the word into that which somehow has become acceptable.
Yeah, I don't like the S word at all.
I know.
It's a bad
Shoot
word.
darn.
Yeah.
Shot Muslims. Eh?
Well, you know how we have an I Hate You song? We're going to get to an I Love You song.
Yeah?
Yeah, like a fan song or something. Because we always play the I Hate You song when we have hate mail. So when we have shout-outs, we got to have a good song.
I hate you.
No, don't say that because
I know,
no
but
one hates us.
I like the song, though.
It is a cool song.
It is.
That's why we need more hate mail.
We need more mail in general.
Well, let's see. Let's start with some TGI Friday news of the week.
Interesting.
Headlines.
All right, so let's see. So California police are saying.
I'm on my way to Cali.
I bet you didn't hear this.
Cali.
Because you're busy working today.
I'm on my way to Cali. Yo, man, I don't think so.
Okay, so police are saying
I heard about this.
You did?
Yeah, listen to the news.
They found a knife buried on O.J. Simpson's property.
This is not my knife.
It is not my knife, the glove.
So?
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
DNA test?
Well, yeah, they'll undergo a DNA test now for it.
Oh, boy.
But is it a coincidence that this is found right after this whole miniseries came out and the miniseries wasn't doing so well?
Yeah.
Because listen to this. So it was found on O.J.'s former estate, and it was being demolished in the 90s. Okay?
Yeah.
Supposedly, a construction worker during the 90s...
During the 90s?
Found this folding buck
in
knife.
In the 90s?
In the 90s. What's a folding buck knife?
It's a knife that folds in half into each other. goes inside of his case to protect you. You wouldn't want to carry the blade in such a way that you could stab your own self in your pocket. So the blade folds in half, goes inside there, flip it open, slice and dice your neighbour.
Oh, that's pretty much what he probably did.
That's what he did, all right, mate.
Maybe. Well, they said this folding buck knife was buried on the border, and he apparently gave it to an LAPD.
The border of what?
Border
Mexico or Canada?
No wall yet. A border between his home and the next property over.
Huh?
But he apparently gave it, this construction worker that found it, gave it to an LAPD motor officer who had retired from the force. So, because this guy happened to be, this cop, or used to be a cop, retired cop, happened to be in uniform, working across the street for a movie set as a security guy.
This is getting to be sounding a little lame.
Yeah, and so just this past January, over 15 years after this knife has been found, he decides, hey, I'm going to tell a friend in the LAPD that I got this knife back when.
What?
Yeah. So,
and so they're hoping DNA is going to be okay 15 years later.
Why was he holding this knife for 15 years? You know what I'm saying? Like, why all of a sudden? So I'm wondering if this is invalid or they're just trying to promote this movie.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
That's
it's not like... I don't even know the full sentence of OJ, because I know he didn't get sentenced for that. He got sentenced for the other junk.
In
but,
Vegas,
what's his... Has he got a life term or what?
No, I don't think so, but he's in there a long time, but not life. So I have a feeling it's going to turn out to be nothing. Everybody's like, ooh. No, I doubt it. Okay, so another story. A woman in Moscow. We saw this on the news the other night. In a religiously deranged act, killed the 4-year-old that she babysat. She severed this baby's head, this 4-year-old's head, and carried it around a metro station screaming, Allah Akbar, which means God is the greatest. She was 38, and she was a nanny for this family. She killed the little girl. The little girl had special needs, too. She set fire to their home and then went downtown, flashing the head around, yelling, for a terrorist, for your death, in the Allah Akbar. And police approached her, and she threatened that she was going to blow herself up. But they got her in custody, and yeah, it's just a terrible story.
Just let her blow herself up and say, at least out of all this, save all the money of prosecuting her.
And the thing is like, if I saw some woman carrying around the head of a toddler yelling this stuff, I'd probably trample her. I wouldn't bust out my video phone. People are videotaping this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we saw the video.
Knowing what it was?
We saw the video.
Well, the one guy that I saw in the interview or whatever, they thought maybe it was a doll head or something at first. It's too bizarre for them to say, oh, that's
a real head, right?
You wouldn't think that at first because it's overwhelming. You'd say, well, what are they doing, weirdo? And then once you realize the truth.
Because she was covered in blood and stuff, so then they knew. That's sick.
What what kind of punishment do you give someone like that? What? Nothing's going to compare.
Convert her to Christianity. That would kill her.
Yeah.
All right. There is a new tunnel named in honor of Robin Williams. It's a rainbow arch tunnel connecting the Golden Gate Bridge to Marin County in California. They call it the Robin Williams Tunnel. The bill to have this tunnel stated. Robin Williams was a friend to the North Bay community of the San Francisco Bay Area. He would encourage young, budding comedians. He did so with kindness and humility, and many comedians aspire to perform with the same level of wit and insight. I thought that was nice.
Nano.
And maybe in 20 years, Obama will decide to honor him in the White House. And if you guys don't know what that means, listen to last week's podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 contractors. You'll appreciate this story. 2 contractors.
I do appreciate it already, Heidi. I like contracting contractors.
Because you are one.
I am one.
They were renovating a bathroom.
I renovate bathrooms. It's a crappy job, but somebody's got to do it.
Did you ever find a brick of gold?
Yes. Yeah, I got several of them, actually.
Really?
Well, they were bricks. Don't know if they were gold. They were in the bathroom in the toilet.
Well, Alif Baboul and Dean Materi, gosh, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, they cleared away dusty piles of rubble while ripping apart this Calgary home's bathroom. So it was this Dean guy's second day on his apprenticeship, and he sees this gold shimmery thing on the ground. He thought it was a copper light fixture, so when he went to shovel it up, he realized it was heavy, that there was a lot of weight to it. So he picked it up. It was a gold brick. Because that happens every day. He said it was cell phone sized and 1 kilogram.
Oh my God! Why couldn't it be me? Why couldn't it be me?
Well, wait. So it was.
Destiny, no retreat. Destiny,
It was
no
worth-
retreat.
This one bar is worth $50,000.
I know.
But guess what?
Guess what? It's a homeowner's.
It was the phone. Yeah.
Like you had to say something, right?
Well, I'm thinking who carries around gold bricks?
Well, this is probably no. He was doing a demo. This has been around for a while.
Yeah, but I know. But well, listen.
People hide things.
Yeah, but who says, "Hey, let's go get some gold bricks and hide them in the wall"?
You don't know how long they've been in there.
Well, the homeowners, it couldn't have been that long. The homeowners said that it is theirs, and they believe that the gold brick was stashed near the bathroom's jacuzzi, you know, where the tubs have the vibrating motors. So they think the motor moved it and somehow...
Oh, they just forgot about their gold bar sitting up in their bathroom.
Well, they lost it. They didn't know where it went. And I'm like, how do you
misplace... lose a gold bar?
Guess you have so many, you know.
Oh, where's my gold, man?
Well, I want to know who has gold bars at their house. Like, This isn't Willy Wonka land. What is... I don't understand this whole...
It is Willy Wonka land.
I don't
That
understand.
is where you are wrong.
Do you guys have gold bars? Because normal people don't have gold bars stashed at their house.
I usually carry a couple in my pocket.
It's like called Visa, and it's a skinny little card. Cha-ching. All right.
Especially when it has somebody else's name on it.
Then it's really cha-ching. Let's see. Overtorn Bridge. This is sort of weird. There's been more than 50 dogs that have jumped this bridge in Scotland. And that's 50 that's known. Like, they know 50. Now, there's these beliefs out there that there's a portal to the other world, or spirits are calling them to their death. Like, I don't know about that.
I have a bone for you.
Come get it. Come. It's like really deep down, too. I think it's like 50 feet or something. I don't know. But the bridge was built in 1895 by Lord Overton.
Lord Overton.
Great poupon.
Yeah.
Since the 1950s, though, 50 dogs have plummeted to their death. It's not a busy bridge. It's like where they're trying to jump out of the way of cars or anything. It's just this beautiful countryside. It's really a pretty bridge.
And I'm not a dog, and I do it.
You really plummet to your death?
I do it because they did it. There's a reason for everything.
Okay, but here's some commonalities between these. So almost every dog death reported happened on a sunny, clear day. Okay? It averages one dog death a year, but several have died at that spot during a 6-month period of time, too. Dogs with long snouts, like retrievers, collies, and labs, are the ones that are commonly doing this. And some dogs that have survived try to jump again. Isn't that weird? So I'm like, is there maybe like this buzzing or something, or maybe a smell or something down there? And they're like, maybe it smells like a bone. I don't know, big old bone. Isn't that weird?
Fascinating.
I highly doubt it's a portal, though. Like, you know, spirits aren't going to be like, come. They don't care if dogs die, you know. Come, jump to your death.
There's electrical occurrence in the air in that area. There could be something that stimulates them, a sound, a whistle.
That's what I'm thinking.
Something that's in
that they can
that
hear, because they can hear things we can't, right? Dogs?
Well, I can hear all things.
Oh, no, you don't hear me a lot of times I talk to you.
There's a reason.
I knew it. Okay, okay, here's another one. 3 teens spiked their teacher's drink, and they almost poisoned her. It happened in Florida. 3 middle schoolers poured hot red pepper flakes into their teacher's soda. The 3 girls were only 12 years old. One was angry because she got in trouble by the teacher. And why did she get in trouble? Sounds like a great kid. She poured glue in a classmate's backpack and then probably stole the laptop. So she was sent to the principal's office. So like the next day, she's angry at the teacher. So she has 2 of her friends distract the teacher, and she puts these pepper flakes in the soda can. So the teacher drinks it, and her throat starts burning, and she has trouble breathing. And then so she took another drink because it was getting real dry or whatever.
That makes it worse.
Yeah, and it got worse. So luckily, teacher's okay. But the two of the girls are charged with poisoning food or water and tampering with consumer products. Tampering with consumer products is a felony, just so everybody knows. I can't believe that, but... The third is charged with tampering with consumer products and being a principal to poisoning food or water. Our charges are felonies, all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're in trouble now. Okay, I'm sorry. Shh. Sorry. I'm trying to be quiet. Shh. Okay, here's some para-news. All right, so para-news for once, because we never really have para-news. An exorcism. This took place in the UK by a man from Bulgaria. Now, I saw this video, and I'm telling you, it's weird. Are you going to listen?
What?
You sound like an annoying little kid.
Takes what I know on. I know him, but what do you?
Okay, so I don't know. I've noticed that the UK is a lot more open to spiritual stuff than like the States are. So, but there's this video, okay, and I watched it. There's this 11-year-old girl, and she's being freed supposedly from 7 demons.
Better than 8.
Not as good as 6. There's a few things that make me think that it is real. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so...
One, the levitating 30 feet off the ground.
Well, that's the thing is, a lot of people will say, oh, this didn't happen or that didn't happen, and you can't compare it to Hollywood either, or what you read in books. But...
You mean Hollywood ain't real?
No. Well, it's real, but real fake. So...
No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Come on.
Yeah, and some people's faces and boobs, not real.
No.
Yeah, I know. Fake boobs, so you can't listen to these exorcism movies either.
All the boobs are real.
No, hardly any of them.
Oh,
yeah.
Very disappointing.
I know. Okay, so anyways, and what a lot of people don't know, you and I know from just past cases and stuff, when you pray over somebody to deliver them from a demon, a lot of times it will leave the body in a certain way, and I believe it has to do with the type of demon, because there's different types, but it'll come out like they'll burp, or they'll vomit, or it'll come out with phlegm or something. Well, this girl was coughing erratically.
That's how you spell phlegm?
Yeah.
Wow. That is a weird-looking word.
Yeah, phlegm or vomit. Well, she started coughing, and phlegm started coming out of her mouth. Big gobs. So
Ew.
I was like, that's classic demonic.
Maybe she had a sinus cold.
No, because I don't really know the story prior to this. I just know the video. But in the video... I guess I'm stuck in my throat now. Pepper flakes.
Timing.
Did you put pepper flakes?
No, phlegm. I just don't hope you don't vomit. Really? I really hope you don't.
I'm not going to vomit. Why would I
gross.
vomit?
It'd be so gross.
But it would be realistic to the story. Like
Not for me.
People would be like,
I don't need no 3D action here.
In the video, her eyes are white. Like she has no eyes. Now, do you remember that case that we had in East Troy? Where that guy...
that photo. We actually got a photo of that.
Couple of them. And he had demonic stuff with him. It was really bad. And when we got our photos back,
white.
his eyes were gone.
I don't know what I do for a living. I'll catch this demon for you. Ain't gonna be easy. What?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, just do your stupid thing.
I'm listening to you. I can't do... Because they can't hear both of us, so I'm going to listen to you. No, because then it's all... And no one can hear anything. No, it is. It's exactly like that.
No.
Yes.
No infinity squared.
Anyways, so that's why I think that this is a real video. So you guys can check that out. But there's a similar story, too. After a 15-year-old Honduras girl was taken to church, she dropped to the floor at church. And she was suffering violent convulsions. You want to read the rest of it?
No, go ahead.
She was rolling on the floor, screaming aggressively. And she started... now I lost my place. Oh, this started... Okay, so this girl left a note for her parents. And she said that the note said that she was going to grab a knife and kill the mom. So the mom's like, okay, take her to church. So this girl, when she gets to church, she starts convulsing and acting erratic and everything. And she was real threatening to everybody there. So they actually had to, like, hold her down. And the mom says when she's in bed at night, she has to actually tie her daughter down because her daughter's so violent.
Wow.
So I don't know if this is violence.
Nobody found that to be a problem at any time,
Well, yeah, no kidding. It's like now.
Come on, time to go to bed. Get your chains.
That's not normal. Gosh.
Got your muzzle and your chains? Okay, come on now. Night-nights.
Night-nights.
Are you kidding me? I mean, I've always had to tie her down, but I didn't think it was a problem until she started stabbing people. I mean,
it's true.
If you're having to tie your kids down to go to sleep, we need to seek some help. Almost any help is better than none.
I see that a lot on shows when these kids are threatening their siblings or whatever, and the parents think they have schizophrenia or the bipolar or whatever, and they tie these kids down at night. It's like, medication is not going to help.
Bring in the zip tie. It's time to put Freddie to bed.
That's a spiritual thing. They need help, man. Okay.
Man.
So that's
life.
That's the normal news.
That's the normal news.
But we will get to our topic tonight.
What are we talking about tonight, brother?
We are talking about the Deletov Pass. I don't know how to pronounce this, and I have practiced this word for the last 2 days.
Repeat after me.
Lov. Deetlov.
Now say it fast. Deetlov.
Pass.
Deetlov.
Okay. So it was an incident that took the lives of 9 hikers. There's this mysterious circumstances revolving this story. It was the night of February 2nd, 1959. It happened in the northern Ural Mountains. Now, diaries and cameras found at their last campsite made it possible to track the group's route up to the day preceding the incident. So they got, some idea of what's going on. The name Dyatlov refers to the name of the group's leader. His name was Igor Dyatlov.
Igor.
I
thought it was Igor.
What?
They were wrong then, weren't they?
Originally, there were 10 students. They're graduates of a local university.
10 students.
They were all experienced in hiking and long ski tours and mountain excursions, so it's not like they didn't know what they were doing. So they decided to go on this expedition. Their goal was to reach the mountain Ortorin, which in Mansi language means don't go there. It's just,
It means don't go there.
If you think
Let's translate the name of this. Don't go there.
If you're going to go somewhere, have a nice happy name like Come Hither, I Love You, Peaceful Pass. Not,
Peaceful Pass.
Don't
right.
come here, you're going to die, mountain.
Heavenly mountain range, but not, don't go there.
Don't go there.
Okay, there's a reason. There's reasons for these things, people. There are reasons for things.
I always say there is a reason and true story behind every folklore and myth and stuff like this. So,
That's what's made me legend.
Yeah. And, I think people have these desires to overcome fears and do these things.
Fears.
It's like, don't be fearful. Stay away.
Within the realm of deception.
Okay, so they go in February, which happens to be the most difficult and dangerous time to go.
Of course.
Sure, why not? Let's go
First, don't go there, place, and then pick the worst time of the year to go.
And don't go there then. Hey, I got an idea.
Yeah, the second sign is another word. It says, first one says, don't go there. Second one says, surely don't go there now.
Ridiculous.
And then the third sign says, oh, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, stupid.
Fourth sign, if you've seen this sign, wow, are you lucky.
Or either that or dead. All right, so they did start their trek on January 27th. One of the members got sick, so he ended up going back. So,
You've been saved.
Yeah, he was lucky. On January 31st, the group arrived at the edge of a highland area and began to prepare for the climb. Okay, so now they're getting all ready.
Probably like doing calisthenics, stretching, a little yoga, getting ready.
Little Jane Fonda 80s workout.
Doing their little knapsacks, getting all ready.
Sweating to the 80s.
Sweating to the oldies. Got their little headbands on.
Well, this was the 50s, though, so it'd be sweating to the 40s.
Physical. Let me hear you.
I'm sure they were doing all their stretching.
I'm sure they were.
So the following days, February 1st, the hikers started to move through the pass. By journal dictations and common sense, it seems that they planned to get over the pass and make camp for the next night on the opposite side. But because of the worsening weather conditions and snowstorms, their visibility was decreased. So
now they're going to the most dangerous place in the world, on the worst time of the year. One of the people were sick and had to leave, and now they can't see where they're going.
These are called signs from God. Listen to them, people.
That reminds me of a song.
Oh, no.
Sign, everywhere a sign. Anyways.
People, and this is the thing, people tend not to listen to these signs. Like, let's just, like...
They see it as adversity.
Well...
That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Or dead.
Just Stay away.
Or dead.
If a sign saying don't go there isn't enough. All right. So anyways, so because of lack of visibility, they lost their direction and they deviated another way. All right. When they realized their mistake, the group decided to stop and set up camp where they were at, which happened to be the slope of the mountain.
Of course.
Now, they did this
Right
rather...
on the edge of a mountain, too.
Well,
Perfect.
They do this rather than moving downhill to a forested area. And that would have offered shelter from the elements, but one of the people that knew Igor, they said that he probably said, hey, let's practice, the forest survival and stuff, because he was really into that.
Let's, all right. So let's review.
I mean, let's not practice.
let's review. Let's go to a place that we shouldn't be going. Let's pick the worst time of the year to go there. Let's have storms to the point where we can't see where we're going. And let's just, practice doing something crazy like at the edge of a slope instead of going in this nice secure area over here. So far, we are really thinking these are the experienced hikers I want to be with when I'm near death.
It's like a bad episode of SpongeBob. Yeah, I guess.
SpongeBob. You ever thought about that?
What?
I always got a kick out of when he'd be on the beach under the ocean.
Why was
How do you have a beach in an ocean?
Why does he need a boat license? I don't get it.
He's in the water.
Yeah.
So how do you have a pool in the ocean?
I don't know. I never understood that. And how is there a squirrel astronaut? I mean, it's a little crazy, don't you think? No. All right. So anyways, so they decide to be in the worst place at the worst time. Okay, what happens? Are you done? All right. So instead of moving to this forested area, they stay at the slope.
That's what they do.
Okay, that happened to be the last anybody heard of them.
Really?
Yeah, imagine that.
Surprise, surprise.
So and the thing is, no one heard from them for 2 weeks. Okay, because they knew that maybe they would get off track or whatever, but they were all experienced, didn't think anything of it. But after 2 weeks, no one hears from them. Now their relatives insisted on a rescue mission. So the head of the institute that they were from sent the first rescue group, which were volunteer students and teachers. On February 26th, the searchers found the group's abandoned and damaged tents. And the campsite baffled the search party because of what they found. This is getting crazy now.
Yes,
Okay.
they got baffled.
So Mikhail Shaharvin, the student who found the tent, said the tent was half torn down and covered with snow. It was empty, and all the group's belongings and shoes had been left behind. Investigators later determined that the skiers had torn their tents from the inside out, probably to escape some kind of threats, I guess, because why would you run out in a
Like
snowstorm?
the booger man. Maybe it was the booger man.
Could have been the
He
booger
come
man.
out and got them in the snow.
Could have been.
Yeah.
But why would you run out of your tent? Like, you would stay in your tent.
Maybe the zipper was jammed.
All
you
of
know
them?
how them zippers could be.
All of them?
So they just slice their way out from the inside.
And they
That's
were...
what I do.
They didn't have any shoes or anything. Most of them didn't have shoes or anything.
Maybe they were practicing, building up their...
Like Cody.
Yeah,
Cody Lundeen.
Yeah, practicing is like, we don't need our shoes. We can build up our inner core heat-resistant stuff and just go, or whatever. Read your...
Okay. There are 8 or 9 sets of footprints present, some wearing only socks and a single shoe or barefoot. It led down towards the edge of the nearby woods. At the forest edge, under a large cedar, the searchers found 2 bodies near the remains of a small fire. They were shoeless and dressed only in their underwear. Okay, so that's what the first thing they find is. Now you're thinking, why wouldn't they go back to their thing? Why are they building
Why are
a
they
fire
in their underwear?
in their underwear, freezing? Build a fire. Take the time to build a fire. And up the tree, approximately 5 meters high, the branches were broken up. So they said it looked like one of the skiers climbed to look for something at the camp, like to see if it was all clear. Okay? So obviously it wasn't. So, hey, I got an idea. Let's build a fire over here. I mean...
Well, so they had to leave their tent in a hurry.
Right. But if
They're
they're
away
trying
from
to
their
hide,
campsite.
why would you build
Probably
a
didn't
fire?
want to get any further than they had to. I don't know.
Then,
But now they're freezing. They have to build a fire. It's a good thing they brought their fire materials with them. Maybe next time you'll bring your pants.
There's not going to be a next time for any of them. They all died.
I mean, I don't suppose they had their lighter in their pants.
How did they?
1959, you didn't have them anyways, but...
Well, I wonder how they did start a fire, because if if it was a snowstorm when the branches and stuff
I
be
almost
wet.
bought a magnesium stick today.
Oh, what's that?
So we can start our own fires.
Oh,
Yeah. Just in
wow.
case,
It's called
survival.
a magnesium stick
Well, it's little thing. Yeah.
for survival.
We need it.
Oh, we might. We might need it. You never know.
Yeah. Fire from ice, baby. Fire from ice.
If we ever travel to a park that says don't go there,
We're going.
We're going. All right, so between the tree and the camp, the searchers found 3 more dead bodies. It was approximately 600 feet from one another, so, a little bit farther out. The way their bodies were laid, it suggests that they died attempting to return to the tent. So they were facing that way like they were walking. The search for the remaining 4 people, it took over 2 months to find the others. And on May 4th, they were finally found farther in the woods. They were in a ravine under 200 inches of snow. These 4 were more dressed than the others, and they were actually wearing clothes of the other people. So they must have found the dead people's bodies, took them off, and put them on them. So, because they weren't wearing their own clothes, they were wearing other people's clothes. There was a camera around one of the campers' necks, and the camera was not reported as having been part of the equipment, so it must have been his personal camera. And he did take a last shot, and it's weird. It's like this blur of light. And I'm going to put these pictures up on Facebook of a lot of this stuff.
Pictures should be on Facebook of all this
So
stuff.
you guys can check out our Facebook site. But I'm wondering if it's nighttime. There were no flashlights found when they were running or nothing like that. So this last picture that was taken is there's like this blur of light, which is weird because of something you're going to hear in a second.
I'm waiting. I'm anticipating, even though I know this story.
After the first 5 bodies were found, the Army and the militia forces got involved. A medical examiner found no injuries led to any of their deaths, but it was concluded that they all had died from hypothermia until, the investigation of the others found in May shifted the account as to what happened. 3 of the ski hikers had fatal injuries. 1 had a major skull damage, and 2 had major chest fractures. And the chest fractures were made with such force, they said it was compared to a car crash.
Super hard.
Yeah.
Not a. My buddy hit me because he got mad because he stole my socks.
Right. Exactly.
Dude, you wearing my underwear? Them are
Don't go
mine,
there.
dude. You always tell by the skid marks. Them are mine.
The little tag says, don't wear these. So he's like, I'm wearing them. So there's no external wounds related to the bone fractures, but the docs feel that they were subjected to some kind of high level of pressure. And then major external injuries were found on Delatov. His injuries were to his right fist, like he was in a fight. And one of the women, her tongue, her eyes, and part of her lips, and facial tissue, and a fragment of her skull bone was missing.
Happens.
Yeah, it happens,
You lose this stuff.
It
Cruising around. Ugh, my tongue fell out. Sucks.
gross. The medical expert stated that the fatal injuries could not have been caused by another human being because the force of the blows had been too strong and no soft tissue had been damaged. So Soviet authorities determined that an unknown compelling force had caused the deaths.
Mm-hmm. Happens.
So what in the world? Okay.
And you know the Soviets. They always tell us the truth. Huh?
Putin, the truth seeker.
Putin knows his answers, even from 1959. He would tell us.
He would. Of course he would.
Of course he would.
Well, at first they thought it was the indigenous Mansi people, like this, native people to the...
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, 'cause we saw the documentary.
Yeah, we saw the documentary and those people. Like, hell, don't go up there, man.
Well, they thought that maybe it was them that attacked and murdered the group
Right.
for encroaching on their lands. But the investigation indicated that by the way the people died, that just didn't jive with the hypothesis. So that didn't happen. They didn't find them responsible. Especially since the hikers' footprints were the only ones in the snow and there was no sign of hand-to-hand struggle. Other than that guy's, fist or whatever. So he got in some kind of fist fight, but we don't know with who.
Maybe he punched himself.
Oh, you're so stupid. Why'd you go on the slope?
Why didn't I pay attention to the sign?
Don't go in there. So stupid. And the girl probably pulled out her tongue. Oh, I can't have it. So here's what's odd is the temperatures were very low. It was -13 to -22
Boy, that's cold.
Fahrenheit. And the dead
One could get chilled.
were only partially dressed. So even when they were in their tents, they were still partially dressed. You would have your clothes on while you're sleeping in the tents. Not like the tents are super thermal in the 50s and they were warm during, -13, and you're going to be in your tent in your underwear? Really?
I would.
Maybe. I think that's odd. And then the tent being ripped open from within was weird. And then traces from the camp showed that all the group members left the campsite on their own accord and on foot. So it wasn't like they were dragged or whatever.
Well, yeah, because the footprints, they were still able to find the footprints and everything.
Yeah, so the whole theory of avalanche couldn't be...
Right. And they didn't find any other footprints other than their footprints.
Correct.
So it's not like finding animal footprints or anything like
Right.
that.
Yep.
They didn't find UFO prints, which, UFOs always leave prints.
Always. They're called crop circles.
Yep.
Or dead cows. But then, on the documentary that we saw, I remember them saying that at the end of the documentary, after they made the documentary, they added a little footage because they found out that before they found out proof that before the rescuers from the university went out there, the military was out there. Remember that?
That's
and
right.
then they said they weren't, but they found out they were.
Right.
And they never told anybody. Then the university thought they were the first ones out there, but they weren't. So there must have been some kind of weird cover-up.
In kind of an odd place in the middle of kind of nowhere. It
Right.
wasn't like, on the edge of town. No, this was, a higher elevation or whatever. And this was not a place. It was like there was some military-type experimenting going on or something.
Well, here's something else that's strange. There was forensics showing that radiation tests were done, and there were high doses of radioactive contamination on the clothes.
Radioactive.
Radioactive contamination
Radioactive.
on the clothes of only a few of the victims, not all of them. So if
Some
they
of
were,
them are anti-radioactive.
So why would there only be some of them? Interesting. After this, access to the region was blocked for hikers for 3 years.
Happens.
They closed the whole
They
area
closed
for
the
3 years. Wonder why.
I wonder why.
So yeah, they got theories like avalanche, a secret Soviet weapon or military experiment, a Yeti or unknown creature.
Yeti spaghetti!
That sounds like a Muppet. And they think maybe an infrasound, which is wind going around a mountain, and it creates like this vortex sound, and it results in these sounds, which actually have effects on humans to make them go mad. They think maybe that was it. I've never heard of that until this, so maybe it's something they came up with as an excuse. And then there's records of, but here's the thing, okay? There's records of parachute mines being tested by the Russian military in that area around the time the hikers were there. And you wonder if they didn't tell anybody that. You know what I'm saying? It was discovered that they were there. Oh, yeah, by the way, yeah, we were there. Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry,
We
yeah,
had some
it's no big deal,
experimenting
though.
going on, and,
A little Russian experiment.
Sorry, our bad.
But here's some more interesting stuff. Another group of hikers, they were about 30 miles south. They reported seeing strange orange spears in the night sky to the north, which obviously would be where they were at, on the same night of the incident. And like I said, in that picture, it is a weird light, a weird sphere. So I don't know.
Very strange.
From February through
We
March.
have ways of making you speak to us, huh? Yes. You like little orange spear, do you?
Not spear, sphere.
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 Einstein sphere yourself.
Okay, so from February to March, similar spears were continually observed adjacent areas by various independent witnesses, including the meteorology service guys and the military. So it was a great deal of scrap metal in the area, too. Okay.
All right.
And a final...
Good for recyclers.
So what do you think? You think...
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think is going on? I think it was some kind of Russian...
Yeah, I think
they
it was-
stumbled across something.
Yeah, I don't think they expected hikers to be up there. They didn't expect anything. They found a remote area to do their testing, what they wanted to do, and here you have some people that were up there and they weren't really aware of it.
But what made them run from their tents? Like,
who knows? Sound can do some pretty strange things even.
Yeah, but if it was the military or the Russian military, what you mean they made the sound to get these people to
whatever
come out of their tents or
there's
whatever?
all sorts of things can drive people mad. Researchers and scientists have even said that through their thoughts that all was created through sound. All of the earth, all of the world, which
God
we know God spoke. It was an audible sound. Sound can crush things. Sound can
I know it can hurt your
do
ears.
all sorts of things. You could cave somebody's entire
Every time
chest
I hear
in.
One Direction, it hurts my ears. They almost bleed.
So you don't, we weren't there. Well, I was, but you weren't. But I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, all sorts of things. I'm going to lean towards you have no footprints. This kind of goes away from,
bit.
You don't really have anything going on with extraterrestrial, or you don't seem to have a Yeti running around. The whole idea of a snow, no, because things weren't all covered
no
up
avalanche,
and gone. You got some odd things going on. Sound they could be working with sound and stuff like that. Maybe some sort of explosions or something with the radiation, and driving them mad, crazy. This is why you got people doing strange things, like got their clothes off in the cold, they're freezing, they're 600 feet from their tent, and they decide to sit out in the cold in their underwear. I mean, you can drive people mad with sound. You can drive them absolutely crazy.
I was thinking maybe they heard sounds, or maybe people started getting no one. Well, see, the thing got cleared up too, so we don't really know what went on because
Maybe they turned it off. Yeah.
Well, if the military was there first, they could have cleaned up the site. So we don't really know.
And that was another theory too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it was
things
cleared
were
up?
cleaned up, removed, traces of things were gone. And so you still let people find things, but you let them find what they want or what they need to find, not what there is to find. That is the world in which you live in. The world allows you to see that which you want to see.
The
but
Matrix.
That is not which is to be seen.
Well, there's a lot of details of this accident that was kept secret. 30 years later, there was new evidence coming out.
Of course, 30 years later. Why is it always... I mean, I never understood all this. How do you... I mean, we see it all the time in movies and TV and stuff. They reopen a case from 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. It's like, suddenly new evidence. Really?
Because no one really
you
cares
have some
anymore.
nice, new, shiny evidence that just popped up out of nowhere 30 years later. How does one find these things?
Well, because people just don't give up. People keep continuing to search. Cause,
like, look, there happens to be a knife right over here on the property line that was in my pocket for the last 15 years. I thought, hey, what the heck? I think I'll give it to the guy across the street. Hey, look at here. Here's a knife over here in old Jay's yard. That's all dripping with the blood. But, hey, I didn't think anything of it.
It's like, oh, there's a miniseries? Didn't know. Didn't see it advertised every 2 seconds. I don't know.
By the way, did I mention... No.
Well, in this case, it was a former police officer who led the official inquest.
That's right, man.
In 1990...
the Russian Pol Pot.
He admitted the investigation team had no rational explanation for the accident, but then he says that his team also reported seeing the flying spheres. He received direct orders from high-ranking regional officers to dismiss the probe into the incident. They told him he had to stop. They just stop looking, stop seeking.
Stop or you will never see the light of day again.
I think it's like the Altov Pass. I think that was called. But how is it spelled? Let's see. Give me a piece of paper with it on.
What?
So I know how to spell it so people can look it up.
The D-Fit?
The Altov Pass.
Oh, it was D-E...
No, there was no D-E-A.
What?
No, that's just how you pronounce it.
You got me. Why are we doing this right now? Why?
I want people to know how to look this up.
Why?
Keep going. I want to know. I want to see it on a piece of paper.
Oh.
People need to know they can look it up themselves. You sound like a little kid throwing a temper tantrum.
There
it is. That's not even how you spell it. That's how you pronounce it.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to say.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Mrs. I don't know what the heck you're doing time.
I don't know. I'll put it up so people can know how to spell it.
She'll
I
put
don't,
it up so you know how to
Because
spell it.
I put D-Pass everywhere, so now from my notes. So I don't know how to spell it. But if people want to look it up.
No, I didn't know that what you wrote here was that's
just how you spell it.
That's how
pronounce
I
it.
write too, because I always write stuff on how I say it, not.
Well, I'm
Because
not
we're
Russian. I don't know.
That's because you're the stupid American. You be Russian like me, huh?
I'm not Russian. I shave my legs. Okay.
Oh,
So,
that is why you are cold.
well, what do you think of the Yeti theory?
Yetis? Oh yeah, Yeti spaghetti man all
Yeah.
the time. You know, as far as the Yeti theory, I don't know, but I can tell you this: in 2008, Josh Gates, while doing Destination Truth, while searching for evidence of a Yeti in Bhutan, found a hair sample. Now, the analysis came back as indicating an unknown DNA sequence of primate and unknown. Dun dun dun.
I think that there's those whole Yeti and Bigfoot thing. I think it's some kind of gorilla.
We talked about who's to say they're, we know that, and I know they've gotten kind of off the track of making reproducing humans and
Llamas.
what's that called?
Reproduction of animals.
People, cloning.
Yeah, cloning.
Now, and we know this stuff's been going on for a while and for a long time. Who's to say years ago they haven't been experimenting, crossbreeding things and seeing what's going to happen? They know we know that governments around the world make these little things to get us all sick. And oops, gee, I didn't know the disease escaped.
Well, what about
the
we were just
laboratory.
talking last week the story about the Japanese group who were taking women and making them do things with animals to see if they could produce. Remember?
Yeah. Who's to say?
And then
that,
the U.S. and then Russia and stuff. Were,
who's to say this wasn't done and that there is some sort of a species of something out there? We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
We
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying there is. Not saying there is.
IDK, my
IDK.
BFF Joe.
But here we have, he did find something. They did a DNA sequence on it, and they don't really know exactly what it is, other than we have primate and something else. So
And
that's the reality of it.
we just don't know.
You notice how that never really went any further than that.
Yeah, they're going to stonewall all that stuff, just like they always
Josh,
do.
we need to speak to you. You little hair that you found in cave, you bring to us, huh? And you live.
Well, there's also the government conspiracy, but we lean more towards that with this story than the whole Yeti. But like we talked about, last week or a week ago, Yellowstone, there's people missing the Yellowstone Park in national state parks. They're just disappearing. And yeah, that happens and people get hurt and stuff, but there's more to it. Flight 11, 175 and 77, 9/11 attacks, they went missing. Everybody thinks that was all, With the whole 9/11 thing, there's no video that shows the hijackers at 2 of the 3 airports which were targeted. And the flight data recordings from flights 11 and 175, they were never recovered. And the cockpit voice recorders from every plane but Flight 93 were either deemed unrecovered or too damaged. So, I mean, all these people are missing on these planes. No audio recordings.
Do we really want to go into all the 9/11 things that are messed up?
Well, I'm just talking about, we're talking about missing people, though. Oh, so that's why.
I was gonna say,
there's these planes that are missing.
We could make 4 or 5 episodes of 9/11 and all the issues surrounding that that are
well, if we personally believe
hazy.
We personally believe that 9/11 was a government conspiracy cover-up thing. But
you knew what we knew, you would agree.
Because a lot of people were saying that then where did these actual flights of people go to if it was not them?
And why do buildings across the street, why do they collapse? Yeah. Oh, did you not know that? The IRS building across the street, the FBI building across the street from the
a lot of people
towers
don't. There's a lot
just
of stuff
collapsed and broke.
Unless you go into the store, you won't know.
Happens.
But we're just talking about the flights that are missing.
Yeah, don't
people.
get me off track.
Okay, so none of the electronic records of the monitoring of the hijacked flights or air traffic control systems have been released, although transcripts of radio communications were published. But those are transcripts. Anybody can make a transcript, so we don't know if that's true or not.
Sometimes that's what I do during the day. Just make a transcript.
No interviews with air traffic controllers involved in the incident have been released. Human remains from only a fraction of the people on board flights 11 and 175 have been identified. The government claims to have identified the remains of Flight 77, We got it, guys. Don't worry about it. Yeah, they're all here.
Yeah, they're here. Got them. All 77 of them. Yep.
And all investigators are stonewalled in all these incidents. So these planes that are missing, the Deletov Pass, they were stonewalled in investigating further. The Yellowstone disappearances,
Quiet. We can't talk about that. People come up missing.
Oh, yeah. Will Smith and...
Will Smith.
Will show up at our
Will
house.
Smith.
Men in Black, and he'll
We just watched that the other day.
He'll freeze us.
That's great.
You're going to take your wife. All right. So, David Paulides, he's a former detective for the San Jose Police Department. He found mysteriously strange clusters of missing persons who have vanished in a variety of national parks, including Yellowstone, and cannot be easily explained and are not being investigated. So, I mean, And then in 2014, this is a crazy story in Mexico, 43 teacher trainees vanished. They disappeared from Iguala, which is a city located near the Teachers
College.
College.
Teaching the proper curriculum.
Yeah, Quicklium.
Curriculum.
They went there to protest against education reforms, and the police attacked the students. 6 people, including 3 students, were killed, but 43 other students, they said, were abducted. No one knows whatever happened to them.
Happens. People get abducted. You're walking along. You're cruising along. You want to go to the convenience store. Want to get yourself a candy bar or a soda. Boom. Abducted. Happens.
43 people.
Yeah, 43
Gone.
people. Gone.
Just like, well, who was...
Walking to the park one day in the early month of May. And I was abducted.
Who was missing 130,000 people? Remember we just said it last week.
What?
Germany lost 130,000 people.
Oh, yeah, I lost them. Like, where'd they go?
Where'd they go? I don't know. Well, parents of the missing students and supporters of the families, they reject the account that they were abducted. There happens to be a government military facility nearby.
Really?
And get this, more than 26,500 people disappeared in Mexico in the past years. But 50% of
Well,
them...
I can tell you that. I can help you with this one here.
26,000 people missing?
Yes. You'll find them probably in Arizona or New Mexico.
Could be, since half is since 2012. Now, and they're all going to be discovered if Trump becomes president because they're going to be sent back.
I'm building a wall. It's going to be huge. You guys want to have fun. You really want to. If you think we're funny, you need to watch the Republican debates. That is funny.
So, yeah, there's conspiracy theorists who say there's underground bases. UFOlogists say it's alien abduction. We don't know what's happening to these people. So, it's pretty cray.
Cray. What do you say? I say cray. Yeah.
Yeah, guess what time it is?
It is time.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed. Rock.
Hit it.
Oh, that's it. Rock and Reject segment. It's time to rock with Scott. Because I'm cool, brother. I got what's going on. I'm the one in the one by the one next to the one for the one, be the one with you. Ooh, yeah.
What is the loneliest number that you'll ever do?
All right, here's what rocks in the world today. Oh, yeah. So, we're going to talk about something that is very dear and close to my heart. Girl Scout cookies. Everyone loves Girl Scout cookies,
Wait,
right?
which ones do you like?
I like the ones with the peanut butter in them.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Everybody's like the Thin Mint thing. I
No.
don't know what they're called, but they're round, they got holes in them, and it's like caramel and coconut on them. Those are the good
Them
ones.
are awesome.
But we never buy them anymore just because they're so fattening, and you get like 4 per box.
You can't trust some little girl showing up at your door. You don't know who's behind that little outfit.
It's like...
It could be a slash. It could be a little slasher, a little 7-year-old slasher.
Buy my cookies.
Buy my cookies. You don't buy the cookies.
But
if
they
you
keep
like
coming back.
Yeah.
Like they tell each other, hey, these people like them, and they send all their little Girl Scout friends.
You bought my sister's cookies last year, right?
And when you vote, you get called to jury duty. You buy Girl Scout cookies.
Same thing.
Every year.
Yeah. Anyways, well, in Orange County, California, a Girl Scout was given a counterfeit $100 bill for cookies. She was selling them outside a grocery store when someone gave her a $100 bill in exchange for 5 boxes of cookies and $75 in change. When at the booth, the girl's mom realized it was a fake bill. She contacted the police, and while waiting by their booth, a woman approached them and asked if they were still selling cookies. Mom said yes and told her what had just happened. Now, the Good Samaritan went all the way home, came back with $100, gave it to the girl, and didn't accept any cookies in exchange. Now, what she said, I didn't want your daughter to have a bad experience, so please take this money.
Aw.
Whoa.
What?
Hold on. Good going, because now you just blew the whole life lesson thing. All right? This girl's never going to know the reality of this world and what a crappy place it can be sometimes. Sometimes you get a fake $100 bill. It happens. It goes on.
People steal your Thin Mints all the time.
You know, hey, you guys know as well as I do. You buy the boxes of cookies, right? You put them on the counter. Go to the bathroom, go to the store, go down the street, whatever, walk to the basement, come back up, whatever happens. Some of them cookies are gone. Reality check. Just the way it is. Sometimes you get a $100 bill and it's real. Sometimes you get a $100 bill and it's not real. It happens.
You gave me a $100 bill tonight. I better check that out.
Yeah. Well, I think I gave it to you.
I'm going to put it up to the light. Nice. All right, well, I'll do the reject segment then. This is another sweet story.
Oh, boy.
British woman is demanding a lifetime supply of Kit Kat bars. She's a 20-year-old law student, and she had a Kit Kat bar, and there was no wafer in it. OMG. Now she wants free Kit Kats the rest of her life.
This is a true story.
She said manufacturers owe a duty of care to their consumers. I mean, because, it hurts when you don't get the wafer. So she laid out a case for why she should be compensated for receiving only solid chocolate bars of chocolate without wafers. Yeah. No? Okay. So she says she's asking for a lifetime supply so she can act like a means of quality control. Yeah, that's what she's saying to Kit Kat. She says to them, it seems you need more than I need you. You need me more than I need you.
Huh. So if she was to have a Kit Kat a day for a year, what would that be? What's a Kit Kat cost? About $1?
Buck something.
$1. Let's just say it's $2.
Okay.
365 days a year. Let's say there's $400 a year. It's like $800 in Kit Kats a year, roughly. Times that by, 30 years. That's what she feels she could get. That's a lot of Kit Kats.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, she says she's considering legal action if the company's response isn't sweet enough.
Did we mention this lady's 4'11", weighs 690 pounds?
That's so stupid. People want to sue over nothing.
Yep, they want something for nothing. I mean,
all
as
the
if
time.
the company deliberately, sent a Kit Kat out. I mean,
People
they have
freak
quality
out.
control too. I'm sorry. Oh, we didn't check every single Kit Kat this time.
It's like, okay,
It happens.
What's
It's
the big
reality.
deal?
They should say, all right, here's a Kit Kat to replace the one that you had that was bad, and here's an extra one.
didn't we just do a
Fine.
reject story about a guy who was mad because there was no cheese in his mozzarella McDonald's stick or something, or it wasn't real cheese, so now he's suing for millions of dollars? Yeah. What is going on with people?
Well,
so happy.
It's been allowed all this time for these frivolous lawsuits when there should just come a point in time where somehow it's allowed that, you know what, because you've wasted our time in court with such stupid things as this, we're going to fine you. You've wasted our time. You've wasted taxpayers' time. You wasted everybody's time and money because you want a Kit Kat or you want a mozzarella stick and you think you're worth millions of dollars. I mean, I could see if this was let's say this whole Kit Kat thing. For instance, let's say this was a common occurrence.
Yeah.
Let's say this was happening everywhere all the time. Well, we got a problem. We have a quality control problem. I don't know if it's worth millions of dollars, but maybe there's a lawsuit that's valid for something that's continuous. Like, you people aren't doing anything to make this better. But this is a one-time deal.
It's a stupid candy
Right,
bar.
it's a stupid candy bar, and she's like, I should get a lifetime. Yeah.
That's stupid.
You know what they should do? They should just give her a lifetime of candy bars now. And let her eat them all, and she'll dispose of herself.
I need a lifetime supply of diabetes pills. God.
I need some more insulin and a Kit Kat.
Well, on that note, I guess we're done for the night.
I guess so.
Go ahead. You know what I wanted to say first before we go? I want to let everyone know that this Sunday I am speaking to Kay Carswell of Deception Detection about my book, Daughter of Siva. You guys got to check out. We're going to be talking about other stuff too, spiritual warfare and some things. But you should check her show out. It's 6 p.m. Sunday. That's Central Time, I think. Oh, gosh, I don't know. But you can check out Deception Detection. It's on Spreaker. And it's a good show. And I'll probably have the link up, too, on the Facebook page after it airs. But it was a good interview. She's such a cool chica. So.
Chica. Hey, you know, too, and I know a lot of people are listening to this on, what do they listen to?
iTunes,
TuneIn, and all these.
Yeah.
See, back in a day, like last year, everybody was on Spreaker, and we would get all sorts of emails and stuff like that, which helps because sometimes sometimes people will say, hey, I'd like you to talk about this, or could you do this? And now we hardly get any emails. We're getting all the downloads. We know everybody's still listening, but we never get any feedback.
Yeah.
Because we have no...
We get some, but it's the same, good show and stuff like that.
We need real feedback. Plus,
we
that's
need the
what feeds
gravy
me.
of comments.
I need the meat and potatoes out there. I need you people to communicate with SWL, the one brother, the one that's going to bring you the fun, bring you the news, the reality. The consequences of your life are determined by that which you say unto me. I just put some words together. But anyways.
That sounded good.
So... anyways, until next Friday, remember, you suffer more from denial than reality. The supernatural is not something to be solved, but experienced, brothers and sisters.
Hey, this is Heidi from Talk Supernatural. You know I like to talk, so let's keep the confab hot. Follow us on Twitter at TSR Parapod. And check out our Facebook page, Talk Supernatural Podcast. We air for you, so hit us back. We'd love to hear what you think of the show, too, so email us, talksupernatural@gmail.com, and we'll give you a shout-out on air.
Check out more from Talk Supernatural Radio. Head over to tsradio.net. You can listen to TSR on iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and YouTube. If you have any questions or would like to know more on spiritual afflictions, hauntings, demonic influence, check out Scott and Heidi's SWAT resource site at EPH612SWAT.com.
This world's a tortured place to be. So many things to torment me. And as I stumble down this road, it takes a toll. I need an intervention, but I can see it coming. Some things just can't be explained.
And that's all, folks.